this week, Live Alive came out for us. When we published this, Live Alive will have been out for a while.
Yeah, it came out for Japan in 1994, but it came out this week for us.
Yeah. And this week, I've basically just been all in on Live Alive.
Me too. Yeah. Basically, if I've been playing a game, it's been Live Alive unless I was streaming.
I was very cautious. I saw the previews or the trailers and thought, it looks interesting. I want to play it, but I thought there's a good chance that I may just not like it at all. One, because it's turn-based combat. I'm not super into that. Two, it's an old, JRPG. Also, not so sure I'm hot on those. But I have to say, I love this game.
Right? I mean, I was excited from the time I saw it just because of, some of the things you mentioned, like it's a JRPG from the SNES era. Like when you think about that, you think about some pretty meaty, grindy, you really got to be into it kind of games.
Not my cup of tea usually at all.
Yeah, and I could love those games, but I just don't really have the time for that. So when I saw that it was segmented up into different chapters of smaller stories, I was like, oh my God, it's bite-sizable. I can just play a chapter at night, finish it, start it and finish it in the same night. That's for me. And it is. I really like it.
It's way less intimidating than all those other games that it makes me think about. And I love it. And I think that if it had been because it's not a short game.
Yeah.
To play through all the chapters, I'm well over 10 hours in and I haven't finished it yet, but I'm really close to being done with it. And if you told me, hey, I've got this, old RPG from the 90s that was Japan only, and it's going to take you, over 10 hours to finish, even just that, I would be like, turn-based combat, pixel art, I'm not so sure I would want to do it.
Well, speaking of the pixel art, it's in the HD 2D or HD 2D style, yeah. So it's like Octopath and Triangle Strategy, and honestly, I think this game looks better than those other two. I think they've really got it going on in this game.
I haven't played those other two games to compare, but I do think it looks really, really good.
Yes, some of the environments, with the depth effect that they've got going on and the sprites in the foreground, and it looks so good.
Yeah, it is one of the best looking pixel art styled games I've ever seen, and it's not just pixel art because it's it's got this their HD 2D. It kind of mixes some what are almost halfway between 3D and 2D assets. It's really cool.
It is really cool.
It looks phenomenal. I mean, the colors, especially if you're playing on an OLED Switch.
Yeah.
Man. Or an OLED TV if you have one of those. We don't.
Man, I'd like that.
I know I would too. They're so expensive. But a really good, big OLED TV, man. But the Switch OLED, this game looks so good on it.
So good. That's the main way I've played it. I've played it either on the OLED or on the Switch Lite, but I haven't played it on the TV at all, actually. I've played it all handheld.
It's a great game to play handheld. But if you don't know about it, it's got all these different chapters.
Yes.
And each chapter takes place at a specific period of time in history.
Yes.
Or in the future.
Right.
Which is really cool. So there's Wild West, there's Imperial China, there's, present day, in the future, all kinds of stuff like that. And each one has its own story and sometimes even its own mechanics.
Yeah. It seems like they all kind of have a gimmick.
Yeah. For the most part.
Of some sort, yeah.
Yeah, they have an overarching shared combat system.
Yes.
But then they add extra things for each chapter, and it's really neat.
And it's just, they bring over a ton of, standard RPG elements. You have a party in most of them where you've got companions with you, and you get equipment and you level up and all that. It's just way shorter.
Yeah. Which makes, for me, just the fact that I'm not going to have to spend forever grinding on this thing. Yeah. I think that it really is. It's immediately gone to one of my favorite games I played this year.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
play it.
I was very a little worried that I wouldn't like it, so I rented it through GameFly, and I got 2 chapters in, and I already hit keep on GameFly because I'm like, nope, I'm not sending this back.
Nice,
love it.
Yeah. That was a good call.
Yeah. So if you want to try Live Alive, I would definitely recommend it. If you've already played it, I'm sure you like it. So let us know what you think about it either way. Whether you're going to try it, you might wait on it, or you know,
Totes.
just let us know.